For half an hour, Anthony stood quietly watching his wife, Rosalie, glide across the extravagant ballroom. She moved with the elegance of a ballerina, her every step and gesture commanding the attention of the wealthy crowd. Laughter bubbled from her lips, like music against the clinking glasses and murmured conversations. To everyone else she was dazzling, a vision of beauty and charm. But to Anthony, she was something else entirely, a portrait of betrayal. He had been waiting for this moment, determined that before midnight struck, everything would change. He watched her embrace colleagues, her lips brushing their cheeks, her arms lingering around the shoulders of powerful men. Most often, she hovered near Peter Dew, Anthony's pompous and condescending boss. For 2 years he had endured these humiliations, dismissing the first as drunken foolishness, then gritting his teeth at the second. But tonight his patience had reached its limit. His plan was ready. A gentle tug at his sleeve pulled him back to the present. Deidre, Rosalie's closest friend and frequent partner in mischief, smiled brilliantly at him. "Happy New Year, Anthony," she said, leaning in for the customary kiss. He turned his head, rejecting her with thinly veiled contempt. Her smile faltered for only a moment before she regained her poise. "Don't be so bitter," she whispered. "Rosalie just craves attention. But she loves you. She always comes back." Anthony's expression hardened. Is that why she spent last Christmas under the mistletoe with half her colleagues? Or why she's kissed Peter a dozen times tonight, knowing how much I loathe him? Tell me, Deidre, is this how she shows her love? Deidre's flawless composure cracked. "Anthony, He cut her off, his voice firm and final. "I gave her this year to choose. She has. Now it's my turn." Without another word, Anthony strode to their table and pulled out a brightly wrapped gift he'd placed there earlier. Slowly, he removed his wedding band, tying it to the ribbon, then handed the package to Deidre. "Give this to her," he said coldly. "Tell her I hope she gets everything she deserves. Happy New Year." "Anthony, wait," Deidre pleaded, clutching his arm. "I'll bring her to you. She's drunk, take her home." He shook his head. "No need. She booked a suite. She has her car, her things, and her company. Let them deal with her. Goodbye, Deidre. I don't care if I ever see you again." With that, Anthony turned away, nodding briefly to Helen, the HR director. She had helped him collect evidence, photos, videos, receipts, that would soon be in the hands of the board chairman. Meanwhile, inside the ballroom, the laughter and music carried on. Deidre pushed through the guests until she reached Rosalie, who was deep in conversation with Peter. "Rosalie," Deidre snapped. Rosalie turned, annoyance flickering across her perfect face. Deidre thrust the package at her. "Anthony left this. He's gone." Rosalie laughed lightly. "Oh, Anthony. He always sulks when I don't fawn over him. I'll go home, apologize, and he'll forgive me like always. He loves me too much to stay angry." She smirked as she eyed the package. "See? Even when he's upset, he gives me gifts." "Rosalie, wait," Deidre tried, but Rosalie was already tugging at the ribbon. The ring slipped free, clinking against the floor. Peter bent down, picked it up and smirked. "Isn't this your husband's wedding band?" Rosalie's smile faltered. She snatched it back quickly, tearing at the wrapping. A pristine white box appeared. She opened it with eager fingers, only for photographs and USB drives to tumble out onto the floor. The music faded. Guests bent down to pick up the scattered items. Faces stiffened, whispers turned sharp, and gasps filled the air. Images passed from hand to hand. Rosalie caught in compromising positions with multiple men and women, some her colleagues, others her superiors. Among them was Peter himself. Rosalie's face drained of color. "No," she screamed. Peter's voice thundered. "Rosalie, what is this?" Chaos erupted. Wives confronted husbands. Names were shouted, accusations hurled, even slaps exchanged. One woman raised a photo high and declared, "If your husband works at Clemenson and Sons, you'll want to see this." The ballroom dissolved into madness. Rosalie fainted, collapsing into Deidre's arms, who whispered shakily, "I warned you." Far away, Anthony drove into the night, free at last. Back in the ballroom, a man in a tuxedo knelt by Rosalie as she regained consciousness. "Are you all right, miss?" he asked gently. I'm Rosalie Martin, she whispered brokenly. Though I doubt anyone can help me now. Recognition lit his eyes. Rosalie Martin, he repeated before pulling out a thick packet of papers. He snapped a quick photo of her stunned face, then rose. His voice rang through the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rosalie Martin has officially been served. These papers, along with the photos and videos, are part of her husband Anthony Martin's divorce proceedings. For those who haven't seen the files yet, don't worry, they're part of the public record now. With a mocking bow, he strode out, leaving chaos in his wake. Rosalie sat on the floor, clutching the papers, humiliation crashing over her. The faces around her no longer admired her. They looked on with pity, disgust, and ridicule. She buried her face in Deidre's arms, sobbing. Meanwhile, Peter barked orders. Gather those photos. Destroy them now. He whirled on Helen. I want Anthony reprimanded and fired. Helen's voice was calm. That won't be possible. Mr. Martin resigned earlier today. His leave is already approved, and the board chairman, your father, accepted it. In fact, Mr. Martin already secured a new role, one you personally signed off on. Peter's fury was palpable, but powerless. Far from the wreckage, Anthony guided his SUV out of New York City. For the first time in years, he felt free. Ahead lay Austin, Texas, and a new beginning. He wasn't in a rush. He chose back roads, diners, and small-town charm over highways and pretension. The divorce settlement had left him comfortable. Rosalie still had her wealth, but Anthony had something greater: independence. In New York, Rosalie returned to an empty penthouse. Every trace of Anthony was gone. The silence and absence crushed her. She wept on the marble floor, realizing too late that she had underestimated him. Deidre too faced ruin. Emails and videos revealed her role in covering up Rosalie's affairs. Her husband cast her out, and the scandal spread like wildfire through marriages across the city. Clemenson and Sons reeled from the fallout. The chairman forced to remove his own son, Peter, from power. Anthony, meanwhile, stepped into his new apartment in Austin. A fresh job, new colleagues, and welcoming neighbors awaited. He envisioned barbecues, friendships, perhaps even love. As the Texas sun set, Anthony felt peace. Behind him was a storm of betrayal. Ahead stretched a future entirely his own.